Okay, welcome to Movie SOS with me, Omaka from CasanovaCasting Couch, and we are talking to the producers from Batman. Introduce yourself.
Tek Doko, writer, producer, director.
Joshua Winch, actor, producer.
Charlie Cadillac, video production, jack of all trades.
Michael Norton, producer and marketing.
Okay, so tell us about this movie. What's it about?
Batman is slang for a mafia hitman, an assassin. When you kill somebody, you earn your buttons, so they call them button men. This one revolves around the unglamorous side of life in the mob, where all the movies, Casino, you got the good-looking Robert De Niro, the tough guy Joe Pesci, but you know, gangland coming up. Everybody glorifies the mob. This one is actually goes the other way, where we're actually showing you our character Slick's psychological decline from all the murders that he's committed, and when it finally catches up on him. He finally sees his chance to get out when he comes across a couple tickets to a different country with a bag full of money. Unfortunately, he doesn't know that the detective on his case is actually mobbed up himself, and is the reason he doesn't get caught. And so then he gets the hit on Slick, and then that's where the movie goes from there.
So, Josh, how'd you prepare to do this part?
Well, I mean, it was a great role and a great script because it is very challenging when you're looking at really having to uncover the inner demons and turmoil of dealing with such a heavy subject. You know, the movies that glorify the mob and the hitmen and stuff, and you've probably heard people say this, I could do that. I'd be awesome. I'd be an awesome hitman. I'd be a great
mobster.
I've
said this every day.
You know, the truth of the matter is, most of us not only couldn't do it, but if we did, it would destroy us. And that's what I had to deal with creating the character of Slick. A man that is, at one time, earned the nickname of being Slick because he was good at it. He was untouchable. He was the guy that, you know, could go in, pull the trigger, call it a day. And now he's gotten to the point where those demons are catching up to him. He's not devoid of feeling or emotion. He's not a robot. He's not a cold-blooded killer. I mean, he is a cold-blooded killer, but he's somebody that just can't turn those emotions off completely, and it becomes a point of, you know, dealing with right and wrong and how, you know, your sins start to pile up and erode your soul. And mostly I spent a lot of time, you know, preparing for it, just rereading the script and wondering how I deal with that and what it would do to my conscience. And I drank a lot and got very little sleep so that I looked like that outfit. Yeah. You know? Yeah, that's where it was.
So what made you come up with this?
This is just an idea. Actually, the first idea started back in '94. I just came up with little... This was actually more of a glorified piece back then, where I was going to play the really cool, hip, suave gangster, and then as time went on, just watching all the people in Texas glorifying mobsters when they really don't know what kind of people they truly are. They're not pretty, they're not awesome. Most of them are broke beyond belief. They're given enough to survive like little rats. And so I started going the opposite way with this one, showing you the actual badness or the unglamorous side of the mob, where people are not so pretty, they're assholes, they're scum basically. They'll kill a father, a brother, a son over a nickel, and just shows you just how sad and pathetic these people really are. Even though, you know, we have our main character Slick, which we do want you. We don't want you to like him, because he is a cold-blooded killer. He is a piece of crap that should be in the grave. But we also showing you how he came about to be in the business, how he was groomed from when he was a kid to be in this business. So it shows you also how mobsters manipulate people and just they take good people and they make bad people out of them.
That being said, you know, I mean, Tek obviously is showing you the bad stuff, but it's not that Slick isn't a sympathetic character. Yeah, he's a bad guy. he's the anti-hero for the movie.
Yes.
You know, he's the main guy, but it is a sympathetic character because, like I said, it's the erosion of the soul and the piling up of the sins that tend to eat you. And when you look at what we've created, this is a short film, but Tek and I have actually hashed out the idea for the feature, and what we've created there is you're looking at somebody that, much like anybody that gets involved in illegal activities, was up against all odds from day one. There's no breaks. These are his breaks. This is how he was able to come up from being the guy that, is living in the ghetto and, never gonna have to, it's sort of that mob mentality of if you want something, you take it. So he got his opportunity and he took it, but, most people, it leads to their eventual downfall, and that's what this is. The difference in this story is it's more of an emotional downfall than it is that sort of, anticlimactic story we hear every day in the news of that young person, getting involved in their illegal activities and then, just dying a violent death or in jail or that kind of thing. This is more, when we meet the character of Slick, and he's looking for his way out, that's where the sympathy comes from. But the truth of it is, he's already a dead man inside.
Yeah, one thing that he was kind of, just to elaborate on that, I thought it was really interesting with this film because I've seen a lot of monster movies, and you almost feel sorry for the guy, and you're watching the film and you see this horrible life and how it's taking a toll on him and his psychological turmoil from the murders and just the life, and you see that he has a heart, but he's stuck, and that's something. This cold-blooded killer is stuck, and he's actually getting tired of the lifestyle because it's actually killing him by killing others, and that's just kind of an interesting take on it. Most of the time you see these hardened criminals and you think, oh, they love it. This guy hates it. He doesn't even want to kill more than one person a day because he's like, man, I don't want to do more than this one murder. I think he has a conscience. I think he has a soul, and he starts to grow on you, and you almost say, man, the worst guy in the movie is actually the best guy in the movie.
Yeah, you're rooting for him to get out.
You tend to sympathize with him and feel his pain.
Yeah.
So what made you get involved? What made all of you decide to get involved in this?
It was just brought to me, and we needed a location to shoot, and I was able to help secure the location, and then put together marketing packages, and I did a little bit of the editing. It was a unique challenge for me to take on, and it's a fun project. I'm really glad to be part of it.
Oh, it's my turn. Okay, well, I don't know. I love making movies. I love being an artiste and making something out of nothing. I think creation is the only thing that makes you immortal, is what you leave behind. So you can do something about it and say, you know what, I want to make something that's gonna outlive me and outshine my time, and hopefully somebody likes it. So that's why I do it.
And for me, obviously there's a lot of challenges as an actor that really brought this, project to the forefront to me. But also as a producer, looking at it and saying, okay, we're going to create a film that's watchable and exciting, yet is completely unglamorous. It doesn't have any glitz or glamour. It's dark, and it's sort of. And Tek threw it out, film noir style. The whole thing is dark from the beginning. Everything that you see is not. There's no. In most story arcs, there's that rise and that climax, and there's some moment of joy, and then there's a little drop, and then there's a rise again. This goes straight down. The entire story arc, just drops. And it's not that it's not exciting. It's not that, like I said, you do, even though, and Chaz put it really good, the worst guy in the film is the most sympathetic character. It sucks you into that, and you're rooting for him to get out, You're rooting because He's seen the error of his ways, and it's destroying him. And you're like, yeah, maybe he can turn his life around.
After he killed 50 people.
But
but the guy had everything stacked against him. He was a product of rape, and the whole backstory. His mother was raped as a teenager, and so everything just went against him from the day he was born. And unfortunately, there's so many people, kids like that, in that kind of area. Not just in towns, but in every, the ghettos, the barrios. They always, you got the vultures. They prey on the weak, and they like to mold them.
Yeah.
And so that's what happened with Slick. Slick was molded to be a cold-hearted killer with no conscience, no feeling, just basically be a robot for the mob's beck and call to kill people. But like everybody had, like everything, there is an expiration date. And we start seeing him towards the climax of the movie, his expiration. Does he get out? What happens? Does he get whacked? Because the mob doesn't leave any stone unturned. So that's just one of the things. It's not glamorous. Everybody likes to quote the Godfather movies. Everybody likes to quote Scarface. Everybody wants to show you their little gun because they think it's so awesome, but it's not awesome. It's sad the way these people they have no lives. There's nothing for them except for the next day, kill the next person, have a little bit of money, and then just disappear in your own world until the next day. And it's a very sad existence and one that I wouldn't want to ever be a part of.
So is there any kind of movie that's almost similar to it? So, because it almost sounds like this is just a side, like most mob movies are a certain way, and this is actually taking it from a completely different stance. Is there anything even close to how this movie?
I would probably say probably a Bronx Tale, which has Palminteri and Robert De Niro, where you see from the kid's perspective, who comes from a hardworking father, but he witnesses a murder. One of the mob guys kills another guy in a traffic accident, and he was the only one. And when he was about 8, the cop came by, did you see it? He's like, no. So the mob kind of took him under the wing, and the Sonny character is actually showing this kid how awful the life is. C. Colugino is the main character. His dad, Robert De Niro's character, is a hard-working bus driver, is trying to keep him out of there, but you want to be a tough guy, plus you got your tough guy friends who want to be tough guy mobsters. Sonny hates his friends, so he's trying to help him out, trying to get out of it, at the same time trying, keep him close to keep his secret safe. And just the whole movie is it just shows how bad people are. It's not glamorous. It's not pretty. People suck, and he keeps talking about it. It's not for you. And he's torn between being good for his father and trying to be good for who he thinks are his friends. But even Sonny says they're not your friends. And when he asks him, would you rather be feared or respected? He says, I'd rather be feared. And so it's just, Bronx Tale was probably the closest one.
The movie does have aspects of story arcs from like Bronx Tale or Greenwich Village or The Professional even, which is about the movie The Professional is about a hitman who hates the life. He's great at it. He knows what he's doing, but he hates the life and he's looking for his way out. But at the end of the day, Buttman stands alone as being the darkest tale of all of them. It really, there's really no bright spot in the movie. It really is, you've heard movies talk about the seedy underbelly of this or that. That's all this is. That's all this is. There's no glamorization anywhere in the film, and there's no, like you got the Bronx Tale, the guy saying, hey, this is bad, don't do it. You don't have that. You don't have a voice of reason anywhere. What you have is somebody figuring out that, yeah, this is how I made money and this was my way out, but there's no way out of my way out. It's just another trap.
I guess the nice way to put it is our film is the Buttman to the mob genre is like Requiem for a Dream is for the drug genre. You know what I mean? It's so grim, tells you the really rough sides of it. You nasty, 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 nasty. And at the end, you're like, wow, don't want any part of that. You know, it's a good movie. So.
This is the one to make your kids not want to get into
Exactly.
it.
Exactly.
You know?
Yes, there's nothing pretty about this.
Yeah.
You know, when I see pictures in restaurants of, you know, Goodfellas, you go to Italian, or Scarface, it's like, really, why would you want to associate yourself with scumbags?
Glamorize the lifestyle for
Yeah, why would you glamorize killers, baby killers, husband killers, brother killers? It's just somebody that'll, you know, choke you for a $10 bet. People that are just so devoid of life. But yet people are like, man, I would love to give my left nut to be a mob. No, you probably would, because they take it from you.
And you're
when you
going
do
to
something
die.
stupid. You know, even in Donnie Brasco, when they're talking about going to Florida and feeding them to the gators. Yeah, I mean, is this the life you really want? Do you want to be gator bait, or do you think it's all glitz and glam? You're going to be the John Gotti, the Dapper Don, nobody can touch me, but he ended up dying in prison. And so through lung cancer, couldn't even talk to his last days. So I mean, what kind of life is it to be in the mob? It's awful. It's sick. It's stupid. And for anybody who even think about glamorizing it, you're an idiot.
Well, I do like this whole concept of it. So right now, no, because I like it because it's, you know, you tell the really dark side. I mean, everybody does love all these mobster movies, and it's like, oh yeah, we get a gun.
I got
You
the
know?
Tommy gun. What's this one coming out now? Gangland or
Gangster Squad.
Gangster
Oh
Squad.
yeah, there's just nothing but
yeah,
movies
everybody-
about.
Everybody's
I mean,
got
that's about the guys hunting
Yeah,
mobsters.
but everybody
glamorizing
still
it, but
has
it's still.
everybody
Yeah.
still has the pinstripe suit, the Tommy gun. Everybody looks pretty,
You know,
which is not what it is.
I think when you look at the dark side, I mean, as far as stories that have told it, The Sopranos as a show really did show you the dark side of the mob. It showed you what being connected, how it doesn't really help you. It really destroys you from the inside. And Button Man's doing the same thing. It's showing you that, you know, and it's not like there aren't things that, you know, people are going to go, wow, that was really cool with that shootout, you know, because there's some guns firing and it's pretty cool. I still got the shell casings, you know, and it was fun to do, but the tale is really the idea that it destroys you from the inside. And, you know, I mean, a house can't stand without a foundation, and, you know, eventually, you know, the decay tears away the foundation no matter how strong the organization, and that's the mob. Everybody gets torn down.
Everybody's a target, and it's just a matter of time. If you live that long, you might reap the rewards of the mansion and the fancy cars, and you get your driver if you live that long. Or you can go the Goodfellas route, get killed, stuff in meat lockers, and just...
Still dethawed.
Yeah, still dethawed after about a week, but that's the reality. You know, again, you know, Jimmy Hoffa still can't find him. What kind of life do you want? Me? I like waking up in the morning, got my wife and my kids. I don't need money that bad, and I sure shit wouldn't want this kind of life.
So
I like
right,
the food though. The food's really good.
That's why they eat fat. They eat really good.
Because
you get real
tomorrow
fat
you
and
may
they shoot
die.
you.
Because tomorrow you can die. Might as well eat today.
Enjoy the day.
It's like when you're on death row. You get a really good meal for your last
Basically,
meal.
that's a great analogy. Every meal is their last meal because they just might die in 5 minutes.
5 minutes. He said 5 minutes. Okay, so right now it's a short, and what are you trying to do?
Well, it was a full-length feature that we're peddling out to people, and again, just you know, with like Dead City, you're like, all right, let's do a short. So I took the feature, which was still kind of, you know, slick as, you know, still kind of cool, dapper guy with a really hot girlfriend and all this stuff, and I made it dark. And I just revolved around the psychological decline of him. So we did a 15-minute short, did it in a film noir style, and then from there, like Josh was saying, we started expanding on the short script to make it darker, more psychological. So the original script, we're kind of leaving that at the wayside. A lot of characters probably won't even come back that I had in the original. But what we're doing now is once we get the full-length feature, we're getting a shot around to film festivals, send the script with the short film out to some actors that we would like to have on there. You know, commitments, you know.
Tom Cruise?
Andrew Dice Clay. Yeah, Andrew Dice Clay. Yeah, so, you know, we're just going to shop it around people and just see what kind of interest we get in it. We think it's a very original screenplay, original concept, and we just think people will get on board with it. It's just not your everyday run-of-the-mill mobster movie.
So where can somebody see it?
It is almost done editing, and it will be up online for free. Probably have it on our Facebook page, Button Man Movie. I'm working on a little website right now. We'll have it up on YouTube, but it's strictly free for anybody to see.
And then, you know, like you said, we're going to put it in some film festivals, and we'll do the same kind of marketing that any independent film company does with a short, and that is getting them in the film festivals, sending out a little packet to producers and production companies saying, hey, look, we'd like to be able to make this into a feature. You know, you've seen what we can do with the short. You've seen how awesome Joshua Winch is a slick. So,
great director Tek is by getting great performances.
You know, and hopefully, you know, when they do, somebody does pick it up and they do decide to make it, they decide to, you know, keep the nucleus of our production team together so that we can, you know, keep those ideas fresh and keep going with the idea that we want on it, you know, so that it doesn't become the next Scarface. And I mean, we all want to make the next Scarface as far as success and pop culture, but we don't want to glorify the violence. We don't want to glorify the criminal behavior. We don't want to glorify the, you know, underbelly of society. We'd like to actually.
We don't want to glorify that openly.
I don't want people going around going, look at me, I'm slick, bang, bang. You
know, I mean,
we don't want that.
At the end of the day, the core idea is it's a cautionary tale, and we'd like it to be treated as a cautionary tale.
That's pretty nice. One of those that you might even be able to get it in the schools. And I mean, I know it sounds like it's going to be horrible, but you know, when you're in school, they always have stuff to show you that, you know, don't do this.
It probably won't make it into the high schools, but
I mean,
to be studied in college, yeah.
It's not going to be a PG-13 rating.
No.
But,
I know it's R rating, but
maybe we'll be lucky with R. We're looking NC-17.
But is it? Are we looking at? Yeah. Do we want it to be in film schools? Absolutely.
Yes.
Do we want to? Would it be a great film to show a bunch of troubled 18-year-olds? Like
18-year-olds.
A bunch of troubled 18-year-olds that, you know, hey, there's no way to go. I mean, the movie Carlito's Way was a great cautionary tale, but there was still a lot of glamour in it.
Yes.
Yeah. There's still a lot of glamour in it, and I think that a lot of people took away the glamour from it without taking the true meaning of the story.
Especially when they show you what happens to Carlito in the beginning of the movie.
Yeah.
But yeah, everybody still wants to be Carlito, or hey, I'm Benny Blanco from the Bronx. It's just...
And this is the kind of thing where, yeah, there are going to be people in the middle of watching it. They're going to be, yeah, I'd like to be slick, but by the middle, they're going to be like, not so much. And at the end, nobody's going to walk away having wanted to be anybody in the film.
Yes.
But they're still going to have enjoyed the experience of it.
Yes.
Well, that sounds really, really good. So, again, this is on Facebook, and you can go to Buttonman on Facebook. And it's facebook.com/Buttonman
Movie.
Okay. So, make sure you go to facebook.com/Buttonman. And did you say movie at the end?
Yeah, Buttonman Movie. And if
Button
you know
Man
Andrew Dice
Movie.
Clay, tell Andrew Dice Clay about it too.
Yeah, check it out, like it, poke us if you want to, whatever you want to do on there. You just figure it out.
Share it, make other people like it.
You'll probably be talking to one of us on
Tell
there.
your friends. There you go. You never know.
So I want to thank you all for talking to me about this movie that I can't wait to watch. And also I want to give a special thanks to our sponsors, Sprint and Samsung, for their Galaxy Note 2, which has recorded all of this. So if you like the quality of this, then you should go and get that phone. Go to your local Sprint office. Okay? All All right, thanks.